Today, everyone, my name is Joyce, and in this lesson, I will teach you how to create comments or write comments in your program, like single line comment and multi line comments. And I will teach you how to create a variable with different data types and values. So, let's get started. So, I think some of you are confused, like, where do I open up my code blocks? So, I think your code blocks are stored in your desktop, so you can find it here in your desktop, or you can use your Windows key in your keyboard and type code blocks and just double click this icon here. And then the code blocks will pop up and wait for it until it runs for you guys. So uh, for me, I pin it under my in here in my taskbar, so I can easily open it if I want to. So for the previous lesson, we created a new project, and I know you know how to create your own project. But for now, in this lesson, I will teach you how to open up an existing project. So just click this one, and then find wherever you stored your project. So some of you stored your projects inside your desktop folders, and me, I open up my project inside my E drive for my tutorial for drives, and then I click this folder, C++ folder and tutorial for beginners, and I find it here, the icon of the code blocks, meaning this is the application that I stored my previous program. So just open it, and then it will show the previous lesson that we have. Welcome to at easycoding.com. So right now, I will teach you how to write a comment. So what is a comment? Comment is like text with importance. Okay, so it is important to write a text in our codes or to write the comments because it will help us to um remember what is that specific line of code for, or what is happening with that specific functions that we create, or we can write a reminder for that specific program. So let's talk about single line comment. If you want to create a single line comment, make sure you use the forward slash, and then this is a single line comment. Meaning you need to use this comment, or you need to write comment in the same line. Okay? Single line comment in the same line. So if you write comments in here, it will give you an error. So it will show an error. So if you want to show the error, you can just drag up this bar, and then it will show an error like it was not declared in the scope. Meaning, not C++ doesn't know what is this for. So again, if you are writing a single line comment, make sure that you write it in the same line. Not write it before the forward slash up here or down here. Make sure it is in the same line. So, what if you want to write a multi-line comment? You need to use a forward slash and then asterisk, and then to close it, you need to add the asterisk and then the forward slash. So, this is a multi-line comment. So, for the multi-line comment, you can use multi-lines, right? So, this lesson is for the following. So, for example, to create comments. Second one, to um, declare values, variables, rather variables with different values. Three, to use different types of data types. Okay. So this lesson is for you to create a comment, to declare variables in different colors, and to use different types of data types. But before that, we need to learn about what is variables. So variables like a storage like a box. So you will store different values. Values are like integer, float, double, strings, and characters. So what are those? Those are like something like toys. You have different type of toys. And those toys have different categories. For example, you have a toy like for boys, you have a toy for girls, or you have a toys for online games, or you have a toys for um like cars, robots, and dolls. So those have different categories, right? So what is categories? Categories are like data types. Data types are the specific types that you need to store for that specific variables, right? So to make it short, let's have an example. So to lessen your confusion. Okay, so let's talk about data types. Data types. So data types are like integers, float, or double. We also have strings. We also have characters. So those are the basics, and we are going to talk about this one. So integer, you can use int, and then integers are whole number, meaning no decimal places. And then for the float or double, it is numbers with decimal place. You can use float or double, and these are whole numbers numbers with decimal place. And then strings are combination of characters, uh, letters, and numbers. So use double quotation. So you can use this double quotation. And then for the characters, it is used single character, letters, or numbers. So this is or number single. So you need to use a single quotation, right? So let's have an example of integer. Integer again is like a whole number with no decimal place, meaning you can use different numbers without decimal places. And then for the float or double, it is the same, but the difference is that the range of the float range is different from the double range. Okay, so float are like numbers with decimal place, like 12.14. It's like a 14.15, and then like 1,000 peso. And then for the strings, it is a combination of letters, numbers, or characters. For example, this is a dollar sign with 14. Right? So this is a dollar sign with 14. So there are letters, there are special characters, and there are numbers. So make sure to use double quotation if you want to assign values in a string. For the single line comment, you can use single quotation. So for example, you can have there a single character or letter, a single uh, number, or you can have like single special character, right? So that is the difference between strings and characters. Strings used double quotation. For the single character, you can use single quotation with a single character, letter, or number, right? So let's make this as a comment. So we tackled about data types. Now let's talk about variable. So variable naming. Okay, so for the variable naming, we are going to talk about the correct variable name. So for the variable name, you can write small letters, big letters, combination of small letters and big letters, combination of number and letters. It's either you can use name or small letter with number, or number at the middle of the letter, for example, or in the end of the letter. And then you can also use special character like underscore, but no other special character available or allowed to use for variable meaning. Okay? So you can only use underscore like this one. You can use this one at in the end, or you can use at the middle with number. Okay? So you can use these different types of or different ways of naming your variable, but the wrong or incorrect naming of variable is like you have numbers before the letters, or you use special characters like at name, or you have um variable name with space, or you used keywords. Okay, so like you use variable name like string, um character, or integer. So keywords are not allowed to use as variable name. You are not allowed to use number before the letters, or special character before the letters, or you will name your variable with spaces. That is not correct. That is definitely correct. I mean, definitely incorrect. I mean, okay. So, um, let's have an example. So we already know about data types and then variables. So let us use the data types with variables. So for the integer, you can use int like this one, and then we assign a variable. For example, h, and we have here 27. So this is a variable that can only accept integer value. Value is a number without decimal place because we use integer. Okay, so we don't need to include the double quotation or single quotation. It is just a number, so write it here without any double quotation or single quotation. If you want to output this one, we need to use the character output, and then left angle bracket, and then call that specific variable. So let's run this one. So as you can see, our program will show a number of 27. Why? Because our variable stored a value of 27, and this variable only accepts integer value. What if we add a decimal place, for example, and then we run this program? So um, it will show only the whole number, and it is point two will not included in the output. Okay, so only whole number will take or will print out using this data type of integer. So what if we create or assign a value using strings? What if I use this one, 14? So I assign a value or a number, but I used double quotation. So if I run this one, it will give us an error, and it will say that invalid conversation from constant character. So meaning, the program accepts only integer for this specific variable. Again, the data types tell us what values we're going to store for that specific variable. Therefore, this variable only accepts an integer value, not a string. So what if I used single quotation and then run this program? So it will give us 12596. I don't know why, but this is exactly not the same output as we have in this program. All right. So it will give us different value. So if you are going to use an integer or specific for that specific variable, make sure you use the right number stored for the specific variable. So if you want to output this one and run the program, so it will give us the exact value we wanted because this is what we want to print out in our program. Okay? So let's try to have string like name, first name, F name. So we have Anna, for example, and then we need to call that specific variable, the same as what we declared in here. So the program will show, sorry, I forget the semicolon. So the program will show the exact value that we have. I'm sorry for that. And then you need to click this build and run because if we click this run button, the previous output will show. All right. So previously we have declared variable age with a value of 45. Therefore, the program will show us still the output of 45 previously output. So if you want to output the newly declared variable with newly declared value, so we need to click this build and run for us to show the exact output that we wanted. So we want to output the F name, which is Anna. So there you go. And then what if we want to use a float? So we can use float or you can explore, you can use double. So float is like a weight. For example, this is for weight. So the weight of Anna is 45 kg. Right? So, or 100 pounds. So let's call this weight. There you go. So it will show us a number with decimal places. Again, that is the difference between integer and float. Integer will accept whole numbers only. So if you add decimal place in here and then you want to show this age, it will only show the whole number. Okay. But if we want to show numbers with decimal places, we can use float. And then if you show it, like weight, so 145. So there you go. And what if we have a character? Character. So we are going to use car, and this is for gender. And then we are going to specify if male or female. So Anna is a female. So we can use F for female. So we need to call this gender. So let's see. So we have here a single F, right? So what if we use a single quotation but we add more than one character? So let's try this one. So it will show us S. So the last letter that we have um in this gender value or a variable is letter S. So the program get the last letter inside this single quotation. What if we have like female? So I guess it is letter E. Okay. So as you can see, if we add more letters inside a single character, which is only allowed to accept the single character or number of letter inside this single quotation using this character data type, the program will only accept the last letter that you have inserted in this single quotation. So there you go. So all you have to do is to have a single value inside that single quotation. So I guess that is all for this video. You already know how to use single line comment, multi-line comment. So just wrap it up. So we already explored the different data types. You already know how to have or declare a correct variable naming. So again, if you declared age with small letter and then you call age with a big letter, it will give you an error because age was not declared in the scope. Meaning, this variable name is different from this one. So make sure that whatever you declared up here is what you also called down here. So meaning, we need to have the same variable name. Variable name, and then make sure that it is the same with what you have declared in your declaration here. Okay, so I think that is all for this lesson, and I hopefully that is clear for you guys. And for the next lesson, we are going to explore more about variables and values. See you up, guys. So, bye.